You know, it's funny to me that you only see this as destruction, but I don't see it that way. I see it the other way around. I was creating. She's actually my next door neighbor. I live next to her, and I see her every day, and I don't know, you ever just see those people that you think, why do they even wake up in the morning? Why do I hate women? Do you know what it's like to have an abusive mother? You know what it's like to have women ignore you all the time? None of that happened to me. No, she was there. It was as simple as that. Could have been anyone. Although, the fact that it was a woman, I don't know, it smelled better. What I did, it's art. There's a real art to what I do. And I know that's probably hard for you to understand, but look at it this way. In Germany, David Hasselhoff is an artist. And did you ever used to watch Star Trek? Yeah, you know, a lot of people consider Shatner to be an artist. You ever hear one of his albums? I think the reason why you got me in here is because you're scared. Do you believe in God? But you know, maybe that's the problem here. Maybe that's the problem with all of our society. Maybe it's just a matter of borders. Maybe that's all it is, you know, because if I were to trek off over to Germany or head off into the final frontier, maybe somewhere there, one of them, anyone might consider me an artist. I went and I hid in that closet and I waited for her to get home, and you have no idea how fucking hot it gets in a closet. That girl keeps nothing but, like, how many coats does a person need? That's all I'm asking. I told her, I said, yeah, I know it's cliche, but I said, trust me, it's better this way. And I grabbed her by the neck, and she swung at me, trying to hit me, but I turned and she grazed my arm. So I grabbed her by the neck, and I didn't want this to be a fight. I just wanted it to end. And so I grabbed her by the neck and I slammed her head into the wall. Hello? You know, some people have to pee in here. And it was at that point, when I slammed her head into the wall, that the creation and the art came forward. I prefer if you use the term psychopath. Psychotic says that I'm insane, but I'm not insane. Psychopath means I've got issues, which I prefer that label, if we're going to go with labels here. Good measure. And she fell back, and I turned her around, and I put my arm around her throat like this, and then I took the knife and I had my arm around her, and I started stabbing her in the stomach like that, because I just wanted her to go down. But it's so much easier for you to dismiss me as insane, isn't it? Yeah, because only crazy people commit crimes. And that's the way it is for you, isn't it? Ignorance is bliss. The idea of a sane person, a perfectly sane person, coming in and crumbling this utopian idea of society that you have, it's just unfathomable for you, isn't it? Fell down, and I took the knife, and I realized, you know, like, I wasn't looking for her to be in a lot of pain. This wasn't about pain, and this wasn't necessarily about killing. This was about creation. So I put the knife at her throat, and in one movement, it was pretty much over. You have to ask yourself, since change is so constant, do you think maybe that we all crave death because it's really the only way to get anything accomplished? And then I left. And that about covers it.